Hello, welcome back. This session we will see collision-free protocols. We have seen this carrier sends multiple access protocols with collision detection, right? In that case, when a particular station captures the channel for transmission, no collision will be there, right? That station will be allowed to transmit its frame completely. But the moment it finishes its transmission, what happens? All the stations who want to transmit will compete for the channel, and some of them may try to send the data and their data will be collided. Again they will repeat the same, and this will continue for a period, right? That is called contention period. And eventually one of the station will win and that will send the frame. So that was collision detection. So during the contention period, a lot of collisions are there, and there won't be any successful frame transmission, right? So definitely this will affect the system performance, and the impact of this contention or collision during the contention will be more in case of long cables and short frames. So how can we resolve this contention without collision? Okay, and there we have the collision free protocols. So collision free protocols try to resolve this contention without any collision. So model we are using is same as that we are used in case of collision detection protocol. We have n different stations, and these stations are numbered uniquely from 0 to n minus 1. So every station will be identified by a number from 0 to n minus 1. And we also assume that the propagation delay over the network is negligible. So the question is, which station gets the channel after a successful transmission? At this moment, which station will be allowed to transmit data next? That is the question. So the first protocol is called bitmap protocol. It uses a bitmap. We can see an example for that. It is called a reservation protocol because if a station wants to send the data, it should first reserve the channel. Then only it can send the data. Okay. Now we can see how it works actually. So each contention period in this case contains exactly n slots, where n is the number of stations, and each slot will be fixed for a particular station. Say for example, slot 0 will be fixed for station 0, slot 1 will be for station 1, like that, and each slot will be for just sending one bit. Okay, that much duration will be each slot, and the purpose of these slots is to reserve the channel by the corresponding station. So if a station wants to send a frame, it will first send a 1 in the corresponding slot. So you can see in this example, station 0 doesn't want to send the data for the time being, so it simply keep quiet. What about station 1? Yeah, it want to send some data, it will send a 1. Okay, and station 2 doesn't want to send, station 3 wants to send some data, like that. Whoever want to send the data, those stations will broadcast a 1 during the corresponding slot. Okay, and as you know, this 1 bit sent by a particular station will be received by all the other stations because this is a broadcast network, right? So after the complete contention period, what happens? Every station in this network will have an idea about who and who wants to transmit the data frames now, right? So according to that information, they will transmit the frame in the numerical order. That is, the lowest numbered stations in the reservation list will send the data frame first. So here station 1 will send the data, then station 3 will be sending the data, and finally station 7 will be sending the data. So everyone agrees on who goes next, right? So there won't be any collisions. And once all the stations in this reservation list are finished, again the next contention period begins, and those who want to transmit now will reserve the channel by broadcasting a 1 in the corresponding slot. If you analyze the performance of this protocol, the effect of this protocol will be different for those low numbered stations and high numbered stations. Just for example, if we take the case of a low numbered station, typically when it becomes ready to send some frame, the current slot may be in the middle of the bitmap, right? You can think about your regular class as an example. Suppose your teacher has a habit of taking the attendance at the beginning of a class, and suppose you are a bit late in the class. What happens? The roll numbers at the beginning, right, roll number 1, 2, etc., the chance of losing the attendance will be more, right? And what about the middle ones? Yeah, they can somehow rush into the class and say their attendance, right? And what about the last roll numbers? Yeah, they can have some more time to relax and say their attendance. The same thing happens here also. The earlier stations or low number stations have a chance of missing their slot in the current contention period and have to wait for the next turn. Just for example, that in this case, suppose the station 0 becomes ready when current slot is in station 3. What happens to station 0? You have to wait until all the slots are over in the contention period and all these frames are sent by the corresponding stations then for the next turn. During this second contention period, it can reserve its slot in the fixed slot, right? And it have to wait until the entire contention period is over. Then only it can send the frame, right? This much delay will be there for low numbered stations. So on an average, it have to wait around n/2 slots in the current contention period. Again another n slots, right, in the next contention period to transmit the actual frame. That much delay will be there. So we can say that for low numbered stations how to wait on an average 1.5 in slots, whereas high numbered stations, yeah, they may be ready at the time of their slots itself in the current contention period, right? So on an average they have to wait around n/2 slots in the current contention period alone. So if you take the average of these two, n slots is the average waiting time for any station to send the data. Okay. Now the channel efficiency can be computed. For low load, it will be d by d plus n, because low load means maybe one frame is to be transmitted. For that also we need n different contention slots, right? So n bit duration will be wasted for transmitting single frame. Suppose the duration of a frame or number of bits in a frame is d bits. To transmit d bits, we need d plus n bit duration. So this is the efficiency in case of low load. Whereas in case of high load, that is suppose every station have some data to transmit. So in that case, this n bit slot or n bit contention slot is distributed over n different stations, right? Everyone have some data frame. In that case, we can say that only one bit overhead is there because n contention slots are there and n frames are there to transmit. So just a 1 bit duration is the overhead. So d by d plus 1 will be the channel efficiency. Now the next protocol is binary countdown. Okay. So a problem with this basic bitmap protocol is that there is an overhead of 1 bit per station. So as the number of stations increases, the overhead also increases, right? That much slots will be there in the contention period. Okay. So we can say that it's not scalable to a good extent, right? So if there is thousands of stations in our network, this will offer a very poor performance. So we can do better than this method by using some binary station addresses. Instead of this unique numbers for each station, we will use binary addresses of each station. So every station will be assigned a unique address. Okay, and a station who want to send the frame will broadcast its binary address over the channel starting from the higher order bit. Okay, so it will reserve the channel by sending its address first, binary address first, starting from the higher order bit. And the bit in each address position from different stations are Boolean or together. So definitely there can be different stations, multiple stations who want to send the data simultaneously, right? So all of them will send their first bit. And what happens is these bits will be OR together using some special circuit, bit OR, okay, Boolean OR. And conflicts are avoided using arbitration rule. What's the arbitration rule is that as soon as a station sees that a higher order bit position, that is 0 in its address, has been overwritten by a 1, it gives up. You can see an example, then it will be more clear. Here 4 different stations are there, and these are the binary addresses. Okay, station number 2, station number 4, station number 9 and station number 10, and the corresponding binary addresses are written here. Okay, on all these 4 stations want to send the data and they are ready simultaneously. What happens is all of them will send their higher order bits first over the network, right? So station 2 will send 0, station 4 will send 0, station 9 and 10 will send 1. So at bit time 0, this will be the values broadcasted over the network, right? 0 by station 2 and 4, 1 by station 9 and 10, and these will be Boolean OR and the result will be 1. So this will be the final value shown on the network. Now what was the arbitration rule? Yeah, when a station sees that the bit which was 0 for its own is overwritten by some others. Okay, here station 0, the bit sent was 0, now it is 1, so it is overwritten. So this will give up. The meaning is that the chance will be given for some higher addressed stations. Okay, so station 4 also the same thing happens. The bit sent was actually 0, that is overwritten by some other station. And what about these 2? Yeah, I have sent 1, now it is 1 itself. These 2 will be remaining there, and they will send the next higher order bit. Okay, both are 0 for them. Again both are 0, Boolean or the result also will be 0. Both of them continue to send the next bit in their address. Station 9 will send a 0, station 10 will send a 1, Boolean or result will be 1, saying that station 9 also gives up. Okay, and finally only the station 10 will be there, that will be the winner and that can send the data frame. So this is how the collision will be avoided in case of binary countdown method. So what is the overhead in this case of binary countdown method? Yeah, if there are n different stations, log to n, right? Log n to the base of 2 will be the number of bits required to represent the corresponding binary addresses, right? So here we have 16 different stations, so we are using 4 different bits to represent, and 4 bits are the contention period slots, right? The 4 bits are required as overhead here, contention period. Okay, so the channel efficiency for sending a frame will be, to send a frame with d bits, we require an overhead of log to n. So d plus log n will be the total time required to send. So the efficiency will be d by d plus log n. So overhead is reduced from n to log n. So it's much more scalable than a bitmap protocol, right? Okay. So this is about collision free protocols. Thank you.